For all your TCG needs, make sure to check out alphatradingcardgames.com. What's poppin', everybody? It's just Broke94. Managed to get a few Charizard VSTARs, so I was able to make a Charizard VSTAR deck in Expanded. It's what you would expect, with welder, a few different fire techs, Volcanion for a little bit of help if you play second. Some typical stuff. I'm going to show you guys the deck profile probably after these set of matches. I'm going to show you guys today. These are, well, they're matches technically, but I'm going to refer to this as the troll edition of matches with Charizard, and then hopefully we get some real matches. We're going to start kind of soft. This is a soft troll deck. Honchkrow, I mean, yeah, not exactly a full-blown troll deck. It's meant to be an anti-meta deck against decks that use special energies, rely on them too much. Stuff like Arceus. I guess it's meant to counter that deck, probably number one. I use this deck myself, but it's not that good anymore. It's sort of a maybe you'll win easy deck, maybe you'll just instantly lose deck, depending on what your opponent is playing. And in my case with Charizard, yeah, this guy is just he won't be able to compete. His best bet is just getting me out of cards in hand and then just beating me down while I can't see a supporter or something. It's Honchkrow's GX's GX attack. Insta double discard, you get to choose. So we're going to get Volcanion down, and I'm going to, well, let me use random receiver first, and we're going to use welder, just one fire energy unfortunately. Managed to get a few other ones, and let's see, gonna do a manual attachment and just pass the turn. My deck is really big. I could have just played down the Crobat and then just draw one card, but that's not going to be that good. I know that once he plays Silent Lab, and yeah, basically Silent Lab, Hachiko can't really use any of the other stadiums like Path to the Peak. Yeah, cards like Crobat and Tabulele are going to be dead, but I didn't want to bench it just to draw one card just yet. I guess we'll see. So VS Seeker, Marnie, so here comes the trolling, or I guess the disruption. The trolling has yet to begun. I'm just gonna put my hand at 4 and get that double discard with Unfair GX, and of course it's gonna pick the switch and the VS Seeker. I've got double stadiums in hand, so fully dead hand. Top deck the Fire Crystal, so we gotta pass the turn. Okay, so far things are good and good for him. It's gonna go for a Crushing Hammer. It gets the tails, and Order Pad gets the heads this time. So Silent Lab is gonna come into play. I mean, it's not. If I just see a supporter, and if I can just get a few fire energies, we don't really care about Silent Lab too much. It's gonna stop, well, my ability to draw Pokemon like my consistency dudes like Tapu Lele and Crobat. Entei, I guess, but that's not really going to hurt me too much. So we just need a little bit of luck, and I'm not worried about this deck, of course. As long as we're not using special energies and he can't really just lock us out completely, like some other decks Honchro does, we should be good. I've got enough Pokemon to just last for days, so even if he gets a few prizes, gets a few KOs, I should be good. Once we power up a big attacker, Hachiko can't really compete. So I get another useless card at the moment, Volcanion. We're just going to bench it down just in case he does like Marnie again. It goes for the Team Flare Grunt, another discard. So at this point, Charizard isn't really going to pull off an attack. So I'm going to put the Fire Energy that we just drawn on Entei V. And once Charizard dies, I'll be able to use Entei to attack, hopefully. So he gets the tails with the Crushing Hammer, and is gonna use VS Seeker, get the Guzma actually. So this isn't really that great of a plan. I mean, okay, you got another free hit on Entei and didn't KO the Charizard, but I did get a Fire Energy, and I did get the Quick Ball here. So since he did not get another Silent Lab down, Crobat V is going to do the job here. I thought he got the heads on what was it called? Like the little item that lets you grab a stadium if you get hits, like the stadium nav. So Crobat V, and now he's gonna instantly scoop. I mean, I didn't do anything yet, but he probably realized, okay, this dude is gonna start to get going, and my little deck fucked up. Okay, but that's just the beginning. Honchkrow, you know, you can consider it a troll deck, but it's a disruption anti-meta deck. You know, it's a real deck at the end of the day that actually attacks and does damage. Now we're gonna get into the really troll shit. A deck that I've played against many times, showed matches with it a bunch of times, that everybody just gets their time wasted. It's just a deck that wastes everybody's time, shitty tactics. It's the damn Durant deck. There's a grass one too, but this dude is using the old metal one. So I always get pissed off when I play against these decks because I'm just wasting my time. Either I'm gonna win against them, but it's not really a proper match, so it's a waste of time. I can't really utilize it effectively for a video unless I make a compilation like this. Or I'm just gonna lose and it's gonna be some bullshit. Once again, a troll deck, the definition of a troll deck. So that's what these decks do. They just don't really care about all of the damage your opponent can do, the number of energies they can provide on their field. It's how like the Yu-Gi-Oh decks, like the Chamberlain decks, the other troll decks in Yu-Gi-Oh the work. It just completely bypasses, I guess, stuff that you would normally consider in a matchup. Like when you're playing against you're using a real deck, your opponent is using a real deck, you're trying to get prizes. I don't know how a better way to explain it. I guess I'm not articulating my words well at all today. But anyway, so what I usually do, or what you're supposed to do, I guess, when you're playing against the Rant, is not play any pointless Pokemon down if you can help it. Because what they do is they try and get big retreat Pokemon stuck. It's a pain for you to switch. And then it's shit like this, trying to fuck you over and then just discard the cards from your deck. So I won't be able to just switch just yet or just make a meaningful turn. I have to attack with a double and get the tails. So he got lucky. He gets his first turn of the bullshit. Just having two Pokemon down, so I'm gonna have to switch here so I can get rid of the confusion and then just switch between these two Pokemon if he's gonna be playing that stupid card. Now, with Welder and Fire Energies, we can sort of fight against this bullshit, I guess, a little bit. And hopefully that amounts to something. He's discarding a lot of my shit here. Okay, so here goes. Gonna retreat the double. Entei is one of those nice Pokemon, can attack for just 2 energies, and it's just gonna do the job perfectly here. So, gonna use VS Seeker and get Blacksmith. Could have grabbed Welder and could have went for a Fire Crystal play. But since I can just attack with Blacksmith, we're gonna do this for now. Not draw cards too. Maybe that helps against the deck out. Fleet Flooded, gonna draw a card. And I'm gonna attach the third energy too, because they like to use like crushing hammers and shit, energy removal cards. So it's all of the bullshit. You gotta account for all of the bullshit. And there's so many bullshit cards for troll decks now in expanded because they keep stacking. And even if there was a sort of a standard, I guess, deck you could say, and you're gonna a standard net deck, okay, and you're gonna think, okay, I'm gonna play around this deck. It's a troll deck, but I know how to play around it. You never know exactly what sort of surprise cards they could be running. They could be running energy discarding cards. They could be running, the stadium shit with the cave, double retreat extra, and they try to lock you out like that. All sorts of shit. This guy's using the Ace Trainer. This is an old card from Ancient Origins, I believe. So not every deck is gonna run this. So it puts me to 3 prizes. So it's like a heavy duty Marnie/N that doesn't really benefit us, but it helps him. And he's doing the bullshit. Thankfully, I did see the Fire Crystal and Welder. I will be able to power my Pokemon up and make another attack. And he did pull the double, as you guys can see too. He is just doing all of this bullshit. Counter catcher, just trying to stall you out. So I get the VS Seeker, that's good. These cards are going to be useful, and I hope I see the end with random receiver. I'm going to need that too. And it's what you do when you play against this sort of Durant deck. It's not the worst compared to other troll decks, but it can be very nasty depending on the circumstances. So another ace trainer promotes the Mew. He's going to keep doing the bullshit, and I just hate playing against these decks, man. I hate playing against them. They are not decks that should exist, in my opinion, in the format that they do. Okay? Because it's just autopilot, let me just try and get a cheap, easy win sort of strategy. I really just don't know how to articulate my thoughts right now when I'm narrating this match, but they're not real decks as far as I'm concerned. And I don't give a shit what anybody has to say. People are going to tell me, okay, technically it's a real deck, you know, the cards are legal, you can build it, different strategy, but I disagree. Anyway, I'm not going to write a whole script and make a specific video to explain myself, but I just think it's bullshit. So, get another KO. We just need to get a few more prizes left. He's using his resources. Hopefully he's running out of the shit he needs. I need to get 3 more KOs, so we do have a few more Pokemon we gotta kill. It's gonna Cynthia. Okay. And at this point, I mean, Double is ready to go. Entei is ready to go. I don't know what he's gonna do. If he's just gonna try and pull a dude, he's gonna try and discard energies, gonna try some other bullshit. I've tried to make sure to be able to play around his fucked up tactics, whatever he decides to do. So Devour, keep losing our resources, lost a field blower too. Usually this sort of deck uses the life do, I think it's called, the ace spec that prevents your opponent from getting a prize, and then they try to recycle it too. But maybe he's using something different. I think he did play a computer search, but I could be wrong. Rescue Carrier, yeah, it's just... God, when Durant was made, you know, cards like Rescue Carrier, it's all this bullshit, just like the Feromasa decks. It becomes too problematic. These tactics become too problematic. So Rocket's Handiwork. Gonna go for it again. Gets the double heads. Fucking hell. And he's decided to surrender. I guess he realized that he wasn't winning even if he attacked 2 more times. He was not gonna deck me out in time. So waste of everybody's time, like I've said. Bullshit strategy, not a real deck. And when you do lose with it, it's such a pathetic way to lose. That's the thing. It's just a pathetic strategy. But if people want to look pathetic, I guess, I mean, if they do, you do get a bunch of easy wins too. So that's why they use it. People try these decks out. Anyway, so the last game, another true troll deck. Gonna open up with the lone Charizard V, and my opponent gonna instantly reveal what it's gonna be about. Feromasa GX, you see that unknown, you already know what the fuck this is gonna be about. Start doing this bullshit, and when you have a lone Pokemon, even if it's a big HP Pokemon like this Charizard V, 220 HP, you know that all of these Zigzagoon damage counters are going to be aimed at him. So if I had at least another Pokemon, then they kind of have to spend resources on a bench Pokemon too. But I think we should be good. From my experience, this deck, maybe it can max out at 210 damage, which is still bullshit. So I think I could survive. I mean, I'm not going to scoop either way. I'm just going to curse the dude out a bunch of times and then let him do his own thing. Or this chick, I guess, if it's a chick. Whether you're a chick or a dude, you suck for using this bullshit ass strategy. It's a pathetic strategy. Because I mean, they just get an auto loss. Like if I just opened with another Charizard V or just two Pokemon Vs, anything would have done. They just get an instant L just like that. Do you really want to be using a deck like that you just get an instant L if your opponent just opens up with two sizable Pokemon? It doesn't even have to be like a tag team GX, just two Pokemon Vs, two Pokemon, just basic GXs. It was going to do the job. You can't win. Do you really want to have a deck that you just get another loss if your opponent opens up with two decent Pokemon? It's just bullshit. But let's let her do her shit. Obviously, she's going to fail. It wouldn't be a compilation of troll matches with Charizard if I wasn't going to be winning against these bitches. So, do your shit and fail so that everybody can see how pathetic this deck can be. I mean, I've made other videos showcasing how problematic for a Master GX is and how nasty L's you can get. I guess you can look up those videos on the channel if you want to. But a compilation of matches like this is to celebrate me owning these fools. So surrendering, pathetic, of course. So take the L, and I'm not gonna say GG's, but yeah, we beat these fools trying to use troll decks. So subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share this video with your friends, and I'll show you guys some real matches with Charizard soon enough, hopefully. Saber 054, what